Okay. All right. Musa, this volume and surface area, as I told you, these are, how to say, uh, in engineering, for example, these are really important, not so difficult, but important things. Important things means that we are using these concepts in our everyday life situations, right? You are building a house, you're going to paint some parts of the wall, for example. You are going to, for example, tile, right, your floor, for example, or you are making swimming pool. You have to measure how much water is needed to fill this. I mean, this kind of stuff. All right, that's why this topic is really important. These concepts are really important because it's not something abstract. All right, in everyday life, we need to know ideas about this stuff. And last time we practiced a lot of questions about this. I think only one question was left, and we are going to discuss that question with you. And I will move to the last section of this chapter. Okay. So that is the last question. Musa, I'm going to give you some time. First, read it, okay, and try this, and after that, we will move to the next question. Sona, welcome. How are you?
Hello, good. What about you?
I'm great, thank you. Sona, we have just started, and the last time we practiced these questions, only one example was left, okay? First, can you give a try? After that, we will discuss together. I will give you 3 minutes, okay, and we will finish this part.
Okay, sure.
Okay, can start now. Sona, did you get the answer?
Oh, 1 second.
Okay. Musa, how about you?
I get it, but I don't think it's correct. 5 centimeters.
5 centimeters.
Is it 6.75?
6.75.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct, Sona. Your answer is correct. Musa, your answer is not correct. Okay, Musa, let's just discuss this quickly. Okay, a solid metal ball of radius 3 centimeters. Okay, we are talking about a solid ball. Okay, so here that's our ball. And here the radius is 3 centimeters, right? And what is the volume? Volume is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. Is it correct? The volume. And the next one is, it says that a solid metal ball of radius 3 centimeters is melted and the metal obtained is recast to form a solid circular cone of radius 4 centimeters, right? Find the height of the cone. So we are forming some kind of cone here. Okay, and here is a base. And it says that the base of radius 4 centimeters. So this base radius is 4 centimeters. And how about the height? We don't know. And what is the volume of this cone? 1 over 3 times pi times r squared times h. If you substitute here 4, that's equal to 16, right? 1 over 3 pi, and here we have 4 squared times h. So since we are not doing anything, right? We're just melting and after that recasting this into another form. That means that here the volume of the sphere should be equal to the volume of the cone. So here on the right hand side we have 4 over 3 pi, and the radius of the sphere is 3. Here we have 3 cubed. On the right hand side, here we have
Hi, teacher.
1 over 3. Hi, Defna. 1 over 3 times pi times 4 squared times h, right? So this 3, they are gone. Pi, they are gone. And also this 4 and 1, 4 is gone. What is h? H equals 27 because 3 cubed is 27 over 4. That's equal to 6.75 centimeters. Okay, good. Sona, very good. Okay, Daphne Ibrahim, we have just started, all right, and we were discussing this example. It was the last example from this chapter, and now we're going to solve question from review questions. Okay, Musa, is it clear? Frozen. Okay. All right, guys, I'm closing this. What happened to you, Musa?
I don't know, my brain didn't work.
Okay. So Daphne, Musa, Sona, Ibrahim, as I told you, and that is our last chapter. I don't know if you have any chapter, let me see. And the next time I'm going to do one more progress test, not test, practice, okay? I will ask a question and you'll try to answer. Let me see who can answer how. And after that, I am going to start studying SASMO questions with you. Maybe the next 3 weeks or even 4 weeks, we are going to solve all the SASMO questions from 2013 to 2018. Okay, so how many years? 2013, 2018, that is 6 years. And 6 times 50 questions, that is 300 questions. So, and I hope you will become expert in solving SASMO questions, okay? Because after solving like 2-3 year papers, you will see, I mean, you can expect what kind of question will come in SASMO. Okay, what type of questions? All right. So let's see. I hope you will surprise your parents. You will surprise Mr. Adalat, and you will
Teacher.
get gold medal.
In Turkey, teacher, there's like a test, like an exam that you have to pass in order to get into a high school. And like they make these questions on test books, like question books for you. And I think I've done over like 3,000 questions. And right now I was solving like the past tests questions, but I couldn't still get them all right, you know?
And also, I wonder why you cannot get all of them right. Why? What do you think? What is the reason?
Teacher, I don't know. I just, I don't do it with knowing. I just read them without understanding good fast reading. So I skip a lot of the words and I don't really notice all of them. So I make all these mistakes. Like they ask like which one is right. I do like which one is wrong, you know?
Then, Daphne, actually, it's not because you don't know. Maybe you are not careful enough when you are reading the
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Because
I am not
especially
careful enough.
in Turkish style questions, I know that they asking the tricky questions on purpose. So that if you
Yes,
just
teacher.
miss it, that point, yeah, your
It-
answer is wrong.
Teacher,
That
they do it to like does not, they say does not doesn't, that they do that on purpose so that people can't get into the normal high school, so that they would get into those stuff where they teach, religion.
yeah, but still,
It doesn't matter, teacher. If I read here, then I will have a free pass to that test.
no,
Or
what I
whatever
want
it
to say,
is.
Daphne, here, okay, the math is, how to say, math is the subject that everywhere, it's a kind of universal language, as you know, everywhere the same idea, the same logic, the same reasoning works. So if you really understand the idea well and practice the questions consciously, that you know what you're doing in every step, I mean, you can solve questions without any mistake. That is possible. I mean, still, if you are, I mean, if you are making some mistakes, if you cannot get the full score, maybe because you are a little, you should be a bit more careful. Okay, because I also studied math, but very intensively in 6 months. I covered everything when I was like 14 years old. And when I was 14 or 15, I could solve any question in from grade 1 to grade 12. Because I just studied in such a way that I didn't leave any question and I understand everything. When I just read it quickly, I understand, but you need to reach this level. Even you should actually, how to say, sometimes you need to prove things that teach you a lot of things. Okay. Anyway, Daphne, we have one more things left. Okay, let's try to finish this. All right, from chapter 7, and we have some more chapters, but you can study them yourself, like probability and the statistics and the graphs of the functions. So I'm going to skip, and I want to focus on SASMO. After we finish, again, we can continue our this teaching class. So here we have two questions. I want you to solve these questions. All right, and step by step. After that, we will discuss. Okay. So let's read them together. And after that, I will start the time. So the figure shows a solid consisting of a cone and a hemisphere with a common base. The bases have the same, right? Just like a watermelon. I don't know, the cone, or maybe it's an ice cream upside down, something like that. So the cone has a height of 4 centimeters, as I say, and a base diameter of 6 centimeters. Okay. Question 1, find the volume and surface area of the solids. And the solid is melted and recast and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So you have 5 minutes, try to solve this. And after that, we will discuss together. 5 minutes, time starts now. Definitely. Did you get question A? Sona, how about you?
No, teacher, I can't get. It has been chaotic today, teacher.
As usual or different from
Yeah,
usual?
as usual. I don't know, teacher. Like every day, these certain stuff has to happen. You know, like 5 bad things has to happen in my day, and when they happen, I feel at an ease. Like, okay, it's
What
done for
happened?
today. You know,
Didn't you have
I
exam
always
today?
make a mistake for the day. Like yesterday, it was like I was just drinking some coffee in the morning and I saw the glass broken and I was like, oh my God, it's going to be a very bad day. Like, you know, because that brings you unluck. And then I don't know, for some reason, there was literally nothing on the ground. I just tripped onto my face today. It
Because
has been
you
chaotic,
believe in
teacher.
superstition, that's why it might have happened. No superstition.
Teacher, the thing is like 2 or 3 days ago, and I was just sitting at my house and my mom told me that they were like doing this, you know, signs kind of reading thingy on the TV. I was like sitting and they told my sign and they said like it was going to be a troublesome month next month. And I was like, oh God, no. Like I don't need any more troubles on top of it. And we're going back to our schools next month, like at 15th. So I don't need no trouble. I just want to continue this month with nothing. I just don't want anything to change, teacher.
What trouble? What troubles? Lefna, what kind of
I
trouble?
don't know. It's just like I feel like they're going. I think at the end of this month they're going to give us like the first report cards. So that might be a trouble for me.
Why?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? If you don't know, how do you know it's a trouble?
A teacher, but when like somebody says like you're gonna have a troublesome month, what would you think? Like what would come to your mind first? Like, yeah, I'm gonna trip over there. No, like the thing that's going to happen in your future that's like sort of important to you, you will think that won't happen to you, or like something troublesome will happen with that.
What I believe, Daphne, actually, I try to live every moment, okay, in the right way. So you will see that your future, after 5 minutes, after 5 hours, after 5 days, it will be okay. The important thing
Teacher,
is how you are spending right now. This is what I
I'm
believe.
also very positive, teacher. I also like to like just live in the moment, but like the world doesn't let me do that, you know? I just want to, you know, have a chill life, a cool life, achieve whatever I'm expecting to. But then, like, boom, a trouble happened, like something chaotic happens. Like, in the morning, I opened my computer, it was just working fine. But in the middle of like my lesson, it just closed down, like, just shut it down.
Why?
I have no idea, teacher. It says it was doing some repairs and was scheduled to that time. I did not schedule anything there.
It's okay.
It's
It's just
just
completely everything may happen. You should not actually take everything seriously.
teachers. When you are like me, my unlock came from my dad. Like, actually, he was very lucky off at the first times of his life. He was in a very good high school, and like he could have used that in order to, you know, get a better life and a better job. But he couldn't see that, he couldn't envision that because of his parents were not very, you know, knowledgeable about the subject, so they just let him do anything he wanted to. So he was just in a very good high school and he also went to a very good secondary school, but he did not nothing about that. Like he was very lucky, but he didn't use his luck. And I'm thinking the opposite is happening to me. I'm very unlucky now, and at like sort of the middle age of my life, I would be a lot more luckier.
Okay. So Daphne, tell me about this question. Could you solve it or not? A.
No, teacher.
Why not? Because you are having a bad day, that's why.
No, not because of that, teacher. I just couldn't.
Musa, how about you? Where did you go?
My internet connection was turned off, and I tried to
Oh,
connect.
this was your bad day today. Sona, are you working?
But
Oh yeah,
my
I am.
What did you get for A?
For A, I couldn't. I haven't finished it yet.
Why it took so long? It's already like 8 minutes. Oh, okay, guys, let's do this together. All right. That's not difficult question, also not so easy. You need to think a little bit. So here in the first part, it says that find the volume. As you see here, this figure consists of two things, hemisphere and the cone. So first, we should just start from hemisphere. That is half of the volume of the sphere. That is 1/2 times. What is the volume of the sphere? It is 4/3 times pi times r cubed. And since the diameter is 6, right, what is the radius of the sphere? That is 3 centimeters. So here we have 3 cubed plus, and how about the volume of the cone? That's equal to 1/3 times pi times radius squared. That is 3 squared times height. Height is 4. So that is equal to, let me simplify this first. 4/2, that's equal to 2. 2 times 9, 18 pi. So here we have 18 pi. Plus 3 cancel each other, 12. Here we have 12 pi, which is equal to 30 pi, right? And the 30 pi, you can just, I would say, multiply by pi. That's equal to 94 times 24, is it? It is 9, 18, 18 pi. It is 3, 4 times 3 is 12. It is 30. 30 times pi, 94.
Yeah, I have the same volume, but then I turned off.
Okay, so let's just leave the answer correct at 1 decimal place. That is 94.2 cm cube. Okay. So the second one is the total, surface area, right? The surface area is again half hemisphere and the cone, not including the base. So that is, hemisphere is 1/2 times surface area is 4 pi r squared. Plus, how about the curved surface area of the cone? That's equal to pi and r L, right? Now after that, we have to substitute here. As you see here, if this radius is 3 and this one is 4, using Pythagorean theorem, this should be equal to 5, because 3 squared plus 4 squared is 25, and square root of 25 is 5. So from here, if you simplify here, we have 2 times pi times what is r? It is 3 squared plus pi times what is r is equal to 3. And how about L? That's equal to 5. So here we have 9 times 18 plus 15. So that's equal to 33 pi. And again, 33 times pi, correct to 1 decimal place, that is 103.7 cm squared. Okay. That is 104. Okay, that is part A. Now in part B, the solid is melted and recast to form a cylinder with a height of 4 centimeters. Find the radius of the cylinder. Also, let's just do part B here, right? And we are recasting this, forming another new cylinder, right? And here, let's say we are talking about not that much fats. Let's make it a bit thinner. All right. So we are talking about this cylinder. It says that the solid is melted. We are just melting this and form this kind of object. And recast to form a cylinder with a height of 4 centimeters. So the height is, and this one is radius, this height is 4 centimeters. Find the radius of the cylinder. So the radius we don't know. So we are looking for this. So we are just melting this thing, right? And recasting it in the cylinder. Their volume must be the same. So from here, the volume of the new cylinder, that's equal to 1/3 times pi times r squared times h, right? Pi r squared base and the height. So that is equal to the volume of this thing. That's equal to 30 pi. I'll just take 30 pi to get more accurate answer. That's equal to 30 pi. Now from here, this pi cancels each other, right? If we just solve this for r, what is r? R is equal to, take 1/3, right? Straight to the right-hand side. So here we have 30 times 3 over, and h. What is h? Is equal to 4. And here we have r squared, so I should take the square root of this number, which is equal to, okay, this is too long. Okay, I'm just solving this equation, right? 1/3 times r squared times h. We know that h is equal to 4. That's equal to 30. So that's equal to what we have here. 2 to cancel each other, 45, 22.5, right? So is it 90? 22.5. All right. So square root of, okay, square root of 22.5, again, is approximately equal to 4.74. So that is 4.74 centimeters. Okay. Is it 4.74? Yes. All right. 15.2. 1/3 pi r squared, 30 pi. Okay. Pi cancel each other. It is, so now is everything okay here, or did we make a mistake? 3 times 3, it is 30. 18 plus 12 is equal to 30 pi. Pi cancel each other. 3 times 30 is 90. 90/4. That's equal to 45/2. And the square root of 45. Yes, Ibrahim, Sona, Daphna, Musa. I made a mistake here. What is the mistake here?
I don't know.
You don't know? I know. And here, actually, they say cylinder, but by mistake, I draw a cone. It's not a cone, right? We are forming a cylinder here. This kind of cylinder. So the radius is r, and the height is given is equal to 4. So that means that what is the volume of the cylinder? Pi r squared times h is equal to 30 pi. So that means that 30 h pi cancel each other, 30/4. So we don't have 3 here, 30/4. So that's equal to 15/2. So that's equal to 15/2, or which is equal to 7.5. All right. So that's approximately, anyway, square root of 7.5. That's equal to 2.74. 2.74 centimeters corrected to decimal places. To be exact, square root of 15/10. Anyway, the height of the cylinder is 2.74 centimeters corrected to decimal places. And how about the last question? If 1,000 of these cylinders are to be painted, and each tin of paint is enough to paint 5 square meters, how many tins of paint are needed to paint these cylinders, right? Okay. So how do you solve this? Here we have 1,000. To answer this question, if we have 1,000 of these cylinders, right? First, we need to find the surface area of one cylinder. What is the surface area of one cylinder? That's equal to top and base. That is 2 times pi r squared. And the curved surface area or lateral surface area, that is 2 pi r times h, which is equal to 2 pi r plus h. We know it is radius and we know it is height. Height is 4 and radius is square root of 7.5. Okay, so that is 1. Now it says that 1,000. So we should multiply this by 1,000, right? So that is in centimeters squared, right? And here we are talking about meters squared. 1 tin of paint is enough for such thing. Anyway, here, let me just write here the total surface area. S is equal to 2 pi r plus h. And 2 times pi times, what is the radius? Radius, we just found it, square root of 7.5. And here we have pi plus L, right? And R plus L, that is square root of 7.5. And plus L is, what is L? L is height, that's equal to 4. Now, if you evaluate this something, anyway, 2 times pi times square root of 7.5, open brackets. Okay, square root of 7.5 plus 4. That's equal to 115.9527 cm squared. Okay. Now, if you just multiply this by 100, the total surface area, right, of 1,000, it will be equal to multiplied by 1,000. So we have 1,000 such cylinders. It will be 52.73, 74 cm squared. Okay. So now in the question, it says that if each tin of paint is enough to paint 5 square meters of this. So how many tins of paint are needed to paint these cylinders? And suppose that here we have 1 tin, right, is enough for how much? 5 square meters. And 5 square meters is 100. It is 10,000. So that's equal to 50,000 square centimeters. The question is, n tins will be enough for 11,5952.74 square centimeters, right? And if you just cross multiply and divide by 5, what we have here? Here, divide by 50,000. 50,000, that's equal to 2.3, right? 2.3. So here we have n is approximately equal to 2.3. And we don't measure like this. How many tins of paint? So dot, dot, dot. We will need 3 tins of paint will be needed to paint to paint 1,000 such cylinders. Okay, Mr. Musa. Sona, any questions?
No.
Not really.
But did you understand everything?
Yeah, I hope, yeah.
Just one question. I just want to draw your attention to one thing here. Sometimes students wonder, okay, actually the answer is 2.3. Why are you writing this 3 tins? Okay, you should just imagine something like this. You are going to the market and you're going to buy some tins of paint, right? And here, suppose that actually the seller sells everything only in full number of tins. You cannot buy like I need 2.3 tins of paint. Okay, they cannot sell this. You need to buy either 2 tins or 3 tins. So since to paint this, we need this much, right? So we have to buy how many? We need to buy 3 tins so that it will be enough. If you buy 2, it will not be enough. And they are not selling 2.3, and that's why our answer is 3 tins of paint. Okay, that's it. Now, we have a lot of questions here. How many questions? A lot. 19. So let's try to solve at least 5 more questions. And you are so busy and you don't have much time to practice this. That's why we have to practice here together. What can we do? Nothing. All right, guys, I will just ask you the idea. Just tell me the idea and I will write it down, okay? Because if I ask you, it's taking a lot of time. Find the volume and total surface area of the following solids, okay? So let's just start with A here. Question A, volume. What is the volume? Volume is just half of the sphere. So that's equal to 1/2 times 4/3 pi r cubed. So that's equal to 2/3 times pi times what is r? R is equal to 40. So here we have 40 cubed. And now you can evaluate this. And how about the surface area? The surface area, we have the sphere, right? The surface area, and also we have the bottom. So that's why here we have two. We should consider two different surfaces, number 1 and number 2. What is number 1? That is half of the sphere. That is equal to 1/2 times 4 pi r squared. That is 4 pi r squared. We know that that is the surface area of a sphere. And how about S2? S2 is the bottom of this one, right? So that is equal to just pi r squared. That is the area of the circle, because the part that is in contact with the ground or with the whatever this floor, that is the circle. So now if you simplify this, here we have 1/2 times 4 is 2, 2 pi r squared plus pi r squared. So that's equal to 3 pi r squared. What is it? It is the total surface area of a hemisphere, including the bottom. And how about question B? Question B is the top is hemisphere, the bottom is hemisphere, and the middle part is, what is it? It's just a cylinder. So to find the volume, right? Actually, I should just calculate the volume of a sphere, because hemisphere plus hemisphere is equal to one sphere, and the volume of the cylinder. So what is the volume of the sphere? That's equal to 4/3 times pi times r. And what is r? 3.5. That is 7/2. And here we have cube. Plus, how about the cylindrical part? That's equal to pi times r squared. Radius is 7/2 squared. And the height. And the height of the cylinder is 4 meters. So here we have 4. And if you just key in the calculator, you can get the answer, right? And how about the surface area? Again, we have surface area, the hemisphere and the hemisphere together is a sphere. That is 4 pi r squared. Plus, and how about just the lateral surface area of the cylinder, right? Because the internal part is inside, so it's not the surface. So that is, what is it? The length, it is 2 pi r, and height, and here we have height. So here from here, 4 pi, and the radius of the sphere is 7/2 squared plus 2 pi. And what is the radius of the cylinder? 7/2 times, how about height? Height is 4 meters, okay? And just evaluate and you will get the answer. Ibrahim, are you there?
Yes.
Ibrahim, how are you joining this class? With PC or laptop or iPad or
I'm from
telephone?
my iPad.
iPad.
Yes.
Do you have a pen, Ibrahim?
You mean the Apple Pen? No, I don't have them.
Okay, because iPad or I don't know, tablet with pen, it is so nice, right? I don't know. I really like writing pen sometimes, not always. Anyway, guys, let's move on.
I have a question. Are we
Yes.
allowed to use calculators for everything, or just some specific things?
What do you mean? You mean for these questions or in general?
No, in general.
You should be specific, Sona. If you are talking about
Like-
these questions about, for example,
Like,
how
let's say, are we allowed to use calculators for this topic, like volume, surface area, or we can use in most of the topics, not only this?
no, for this topic, you are allowed to use a calculator, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but Sona, in, for example, international exams or SASMO questions, for example, you are not allowed to use a calculator. At the time, they ask you to leave your answer in terms of pi, okay?
Okay.
So at the time, actually, even if you are not allowed to use a calculator, the numbers will be easy to calculate.
Okay, it's clear.
Good. Or sometimes if you're not allowed to use a calculator, also without using a calculator, we can calculate this, but usually they give this pi as 22/7, and usually that radius of something involves a multiple of 7. We can cancel out and we'll get the whole number. But usually for this chapter, so on some questions, you need to use a calculator. I mean, not you are allowed, you must use a calculator, because some calculations, because Sona, why? The important point here is we are not studying how to calculate, we are studying here how to find the volume and surface area. Okay, because calculating, adding fractions, actually you are supposed to study this in grade 6, okay? Because
okay.
if they give us time, we can calculate. That's why we are not learning here how to add or subtract real numbers or fractions. Our topic here is finding the surface and volume, okay? That's why, and we should use a calculator. Anyway, let's move to the next question. I will skip this question, okay? I will ask you this question, question E. All right. Can you give a try and the answer? You need to find the volume and the surface area. Volume and the surface area. Okay. So can you do this in like 4 minutes? Okay. Because I really want you to do it fast. The question is not so difficult. To find the volume, as you know, we should just find the base area or cross-section area multiplied by height. And surface is a little bit harder, but give it a try. 4 minutes time starts now. After 4 minutes, we'll discuss together.
But volume we first, like the boss of figures we have to find.
No, only question E, Musa. Only question E. You need to find the volume and surface area of this solid.
No, I think like the volume of rectangle and the volume of 1/4 of circle.
Of course, Musa, how do you find the volume? To find the volume of a solid, you need to find this cross-sectional area, right? And after that, you should multiply this. Now, what is a cross-section area? That is rectangle, right? And plus this quadrant, right? So you need to find the area of the two things. And here R plus Q. And if you multiply this by height, it gives us the volume of this solid.
Well, okay, thank you.
30 seconds left. Ibrahim, are you solving?
Yes, I'm trying to
Do
solve
you get
it.
volume?
Um, I'm trying
You are trying what?
to find the volumes.
Ibrahim, how is your math at school?
It's fine.
What does fine mean?
It's going well.
Okay. All right, guys. Any answer?
Teacher, in a bit, I think I'm going to find the answer. I'm really close.
You mean which one? There are two things, volume and surface.
Volume.
Why so slow?
Teacher, I don't know. It used to be my parents' job, like to find the volume area of certain things. But I've never been interested in like this side of math
But that's very
for some reason.
interesting.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
finding the
not really good
volume.
at geometry.
Yeah, here the idea is very simple, right? Here to find the volume, cross section here, the top is this rectangle plus the quadrants, right? And how do you find the area of the rectangle? Just 15 times 10 length. And how about this quadrant? That is 1/4, right? The times pi r squared, the area of the circle, pi. And what is the radius? This one is 15. Also, this should be 15, right? So that is pi 15 squared, and the height is 40. So that one is cross-sectional area times height, which is equal to 15 times 10 is 150 plus 25, 15 squared is 2 to 5 pi over 4. And here we have 40. Now, if you calculate this with a calculator, here we have 40 is multiplied by 150 plus fraction 2 to 5. And here we have pi over 4. Close the bracket. What do we get here? 1306. 1306.85. So 0.9 cm cubed. Okay. And next, how about the surface area and the top and bottom, right? So I just multiply this by 2 because they have the same area. The top, we have the rectangle. So that's already calculated here. That is 15 times 10 plus the quadrant, right? That's equal to 1/4 times pi times r squared. R is 15 squared, right? Plus, and the
Okay.
faces. And how about the faces? Here we have this part, right? Actually, and this part, and after that, this part, and after that, this part, right? The curved surface area. So to do this one, again, we need to find the perimeter of this one and multiply by the height. That is how we find the lateral surface area of the prism, right? For example, if you're talking about this one, right? And the lateral surface area. If you just unfold this, here we will have something like this. And here we have 4 rectangles, right? And to find these areas, right, together, I should multiply, the length multiplied by the width. So what is the length? It's just the perimeter of this thing, right? The perimeter of this rectangle. So anyway, what is the perimeter? Perimeter is, here we have 15, this part is 15, plus, second part is 10, plus, and this part is, what is it, 25, this part is 25, plus, and this curve is 1/4. So that is 1/4 of the circumference, 2 pi r. And what is the radius? Radius is 15. That's it. Now we have the key in and calculate the area. Okay. 150. The first part, the second part is, it is 40 plus 50. So here we have 50 plus, this one is 2, 15 over 2. 15 over 2 pi. Okay. And if you just evaluate this, what we get? Let's also finish this. 2 times 150 plus fraction 2 to 5. And here we have pi over 4, close the brackets, plus, and again 50 plus 7.5 times pi, which is equal to 726. 13, okay. 726. How come?
By the way, teacher, in some of these questions in our homework, there is no um, these drawings, so I got confused because especially at the 16th question, because it could have been anything.
Yeah, some questions definitely on purpose they didn't give any drawing so that you should draw it and then solve it.
No, it says that try what was the word? Like it meant that there was like 4 sides of it. It could have been anything. No?
You are talking about
Wait, let me find the question here. I have it.
what is it?
Try head on. Yes.
Try head-on.
Yes, that one.
Okay, head-on
And
means
it says
face.
the spaces are like identical. It means it has 4 spaces. So I thought it has like, let's say 4 wings kind of idea. So I just thought about it like that and drew something completely else in my mind.
No, at the
So-
trihedron means all faces must be triangles. So that means it's a 4 face solids. All faces are triangles.
I thought when I asked my parents and like looked it up in the internet, I think they did. It told that they had like 4 heads.
Yes, 4 faces, and all faces are triangles. It's like it means that definitely it's a pyramid, and it has the base is triangle, and also all faces are triangles.
And they equal to
Triangles
each other.
means equilateral triangles.
Okay.
Yeah, about this question, the surface. Ibrahim, Sona, Daphna, Musa. Why did we get wrong answer? Why is 726? Where did we make a mistake?
What? Where?
And here is the answer is 726. Why 726?
But the 40 is for what?
No, question. What did it say?
Ah, yeah, I saw.
No, this lateral
Sure,
surface
but what the
area.
last multiply by 15 per, you didn't use that.
No,
Or
this
did
one
you?
I multiply by 2. It is top and bottom. Top is a rectangle plus quadrant, right? And also bottom is rectangle plus quadrant. So that's the top and bottom. And plus the curved surface area, right? How many faces we have? Here we have rectangle, right? And after that, this curve. So to find that area, we should find its perimeter. Perimeter is 15 plus 10 plus this one is 25, and this one is 1/4 of the quadrant. 1/4 2 pi times r. Radius is 15. Oh, I see. I got it. We didn't multiply by 40, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because now perimeter, and we should multiply this by 40 and multiply by 40. right? And I think at that time, what we get here, 2 times 150 plus fraction 2 to 5 is divided by 4 and the pi, close the brackets, plus open brackets. It is 15 plus and 25, 25 plus 25, it is 50 plus, and it is 2, 7.5, 7.5 pi. Close the brackets times 40. So that's the answer is 3595.91. Okay, cm squared. And if we have to round this off to the nearest something, it can just write this, but correct 2 decimal places. That is the answer. Musa, did you see my mistake? You didn't write this 40.
I don't know. I think it's mistake, but then I saw I was wrong.
Okay, because this one is the perimeter of the base or the top, and we should multiply it by height. So it gives us the area of the curved surface, the curved part. Anyway, guys, let's finish this. Okay, you're also tired. I'm not tired yet, but some more questions next time. We will practice this, and after that, from next week, okay, you will have, I don't know, this kind of discussion and solving some more questions, and like that.
But
Guys, if you, yes, Musa.
But so small question is like the 50% of Sasma class is like figures forms, but other 50 side is like formulas, quadratic equations.
Musa, ask again. What did you say?
Like 50% of 50% of Sasma question is like figures, like sphere, corners, but other 50% is like equations.
No, not like that. Yeah, Musa,
And
it's not like
logic.
that. Yeah, Musa, just wait a little bit, okay? As we solve more and more questions, you will have very good idea about SASMO type questions. In SASMO, we have number sequences and we have geometry, and also we have
Teacher,
some word
it's
problems.
good to have a lot of algebra. I like algebra. It's easier than geometry, teacher.
Yeah, it is like this, Daphne, but you know, some people are good in geometry, some people are in algebra, some people also. That's why when they are preparing the questions, they have to consider all different types of students. Okay, also geometry is also very good because for engineering, for example, geometry is very good. I mean, very useful.
Yes,
And
my parents love geometry, teacher. Like they're engineers and they're literally job right now is to find center of mass in things.